Hello and welcome to another edition of Resources for Life TV at resourcesforlife.com. My name's Greg Johnson, and today in this video we're taking a brief look at the Hyundai Accent. This is a 2009 model, and quite surprisingly it has 20,000 miles on it. And I say surprisingly because when I was riding in this car earlier, I was picked up by one of the enterprise rental car drivers. And I was riding in the car, had a chance to kind of, look at the interior, and then subsequently looked at the exterior. And I hadn't seen the odometer. I'm really impressed with how well this little car, which is obviously an economy car, how well it's held up, considering, it's part of a fleet and it's got the 21,000 miles on it. But anyway, to give you kind of a quick rundown on this Hyundai Accent, it's real similar to some of the other, low-end economy vehicles as far as the basic operations. There's a real plus there as well. As you start to look at some of the interior here, it's holding up very well. This is mostly plastic surface material. The locks, door handles, knobs, everything's manual, of course. But the advantage is with a lot less gadgets in the car, there's a lot less to break down. Now, it does have the nice Hyundai audio system and a little accent here, which is the audio input, which I really like. You can plug in your iPhone or iPod or what have you. But, pretty basic controls, real powerful fan here for the, heating and cooling. Just kicks in pretty quick. But other than that, it's a pretty basic car. It does have a lot of get up and go. I'm here on a hill, and if I punch it, let's see, I'll probably wait until I don't crash into a car here. I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of gas. You can see, it's fine. It's adequate get up and go. I do have the tachometer there for RPMs on the left, which is nice, and basic fuel gauge in the middle, easy to read. And this is all, these videos that I do, these reviews of cars, it's all first impressions. This is unedited, unscripted, unplanned. I'm just kind of giving you kind of the overview of the car, showing you a little bit of the interior. But having done these quite a bit, I do sort of know what to look for when I'm making these videos. So one thing I want to point out here, then, that said, is I always check out the air louvers, because it's real nice to be able to turn these off, and the Hyundai has that. Sometimes a passenger is going to want some climate control, and you're going to want to just like shut the thing down. If they want it to be too cold and you want to just kind of warm it up a bit, you can just turn off these vents here. There are nice outlets here for the side vents. If you see there, right and left. Mirrors easily controlled manually from the little knobs left and right, so that's a convenience. Up above, some things you wouldn't expect in a economy car like this one, but a little place to put your glasses, lights going on here left and right, and then the door light is clearly labeled. Now, I've not seen that before labeled that way. Usually you've got some kind of little switch there that's, the middle position will set the lights so they turn on when the door's open. But here, you clearly get that there. You can just pop the door light and then you get that. So, anyway, nice interior design, pretty roomy. I've got probably another 6 inches above my head here. I'm 6 feet tall, so there's plenty of room here, and my legs don't feel cramped. There's a lot of room in the back seat as well. Looks like a lot of cargo space or room for people to comfortably travel in here. I would think you could easily seat 4. It's quiet in here as I'm driving, which I like that. I like a car that's not going to be too noisy, and it makes it feel a little more stable, What else do we have here? Oh, another nice touch. Wouldn't be necessary, especially in an economy car like this one, but we've got a couple of cigarette lighter. Back in the old days when people used to smoke cigarettes, there were these cigarette lighters. Anyway, now they're used for power, for little gadgets, and so that's a nice touch, having 2 of those, because these days people have the cell phone, the iPod, games, whatever you're doing while you're driving, watching videos, working on the computer, maybe heating up a cup of coffee, putting on some, whatever. So you've got all the electronic plugins for doing all those things instead of paying attention to your driving. And what else? What else? There was something else that stood out to me. Oh, you know, I'm guessing this little knob down here is kind of cool. You can adjust the intensity of light on the dash. Obviously not like an amazing feature, but worth pointing out. Little cubbyhole storage space there. That looks like access to the fuse box area. Otherwise, I'm going to say that's about it for the Hyundai Accent. But, you know, handles really well. I mean, I'm just doing some tight turns here, and very impressed with how this little car is doing. So I would recommend that you consider this if you're looking at, you know, the economy class of vehicles and you're wanting to get something that's going to have low cost of, obviously low purchase cost, but also low cost of ownership. I'm guessing this is going to have pretty low cost of ownership. I'll give you a little bit of a walk around here. Sorry for the close-up there. But, you know, here's the trunk. Very roomy here. I'm actually going to be putting a bicycle in here in just a little bit, so that'll be a good test of how much we can get in there. But as I said, the car is holding up really well considering it's part of a fleet. Let me just get into the sun here. Contrast is going to be a little extreme, but I'll try to give you a side view of it. There you go. So, you know, it's a nice looking four-door compact vehicle. And anyway, if you have any questions or you want me to go into any more depth with this review, please feel free to email, call, post a video, what have you, and I'll be happy to do that. Take care.